Your deal at $1.35 million per year for Reeves in Toronto.
Oh, Ryan Reeves is going to Toronto.
And, well, nothing's going to happen on Patrick Kane. Obviously, coming off the hip surgery, will not be available to play in the National. November, whatever. So
I mean, I know Kane is hurt, but some team can still, someone still wants him, though.
October, November, when he's ready to come back. As for Jonathan Toews, he will be on a more accelerated timeline in terms of making a decision.
In the moments leading up to the frenzy, the pre-frenzy, and this Brandstrom getting a one-year deal with the Sens, Mike Babcock this morning being officially announced as the head coach of the club. Costin gets a two-year deal with the Red Wings after coming over from Edmonton, and Jacob Bernard-Docker also a two-year deal with the Sens of his roster.
Okay, Costin is staying in Detroit. That's good.
Let's check in with Frankie Corrado. This is his.
Orlov, Bertuzzi, Jason Zucker, Ryan O'Reilly, and Alex Killorn, free agents. JT Comfort, Des Tarasenko, Kane.
And the first is Tristan Jarry, 28-year-old. We know he will have
John Klingberg and Tristan Jarry.
But it was a down year for the team. They weren't very good. I look in Tristan Jarry and think, okay, this is
down year except for Crosby and Malkin and Zucker.
Goaltender of the future. He's been very
good. And Pierre-Olivier Joseph.
Frequently throughout the day, Lindsay and Frankie. So the pre-frenzy, things that have happened in the days leading up. When Larson, the Jets stealing Dubois to the Kings, the biggest deal by far so far. Kevin Cheveldayoff doing pretty well considering the circumstances there. Taylor Hall going to the Hawks, maybe to play with Connor.
I mean, he is going to play with Batar.
Ryan Johansson to the Avs as they get a second center they were looking for. Tyler moves by Calgary, and the Knights stealing one of their originals, Riley Smith, to the Pittsburgh.
And I just can't believe Tyler Toffoli is a Devil. Like, as if the Devils aren't already good enough.
Excellent account. He's going to.
In fact, the Winnipeg Jets were contenders for the last 6 or 7 years. Dubois has been traded. Hellebuck wants out. Scheifele's going to be gone. Wheeler's bought.
Yeah, Wheeler's bought out.
What are they going to be?
I still can't believe they buy him out.
It's too long and it's too much money.
That's from the actual guy who signed. They gave me this is a very dangerous thing that our fine audio department did, but they gave me a soundboard. And so if there is a deal today in that category, just give me the eye and I will go.
All I can tell you is it's too long and it's too much money.
Oh, I like that. Push of a button. The frenzy continues.
I mean, it's Bo Horvat. He's going to need a contract like that.
Wink, they'll start talking for the first time.
Oh, Oliver Ekman-Larsson is going to go to the Florida Panthers for a year. Interesting. Okay, Jacob Bernard-Docker has got extended for 2 years. Matt Luff is going to the Red Wings. Eric Brandstrom got another year in Ottawa. Gustav Lidstrom for the Red Wings. Klim Kostin 2 years. That's interesting. Hopefully it works out considering that the Oilers lost him and Kyle Yamamoto for absolutely nothing.
In Ottawa, with the signing of Docker, now it's up to 13, and the cap space is around 14 right now. So they don't have a ton. 23 roster spots. Other end of the spectrum, Montreal, 20 players signed, $0 left to spend. A reminder that teams can be as much as
Montreal has 20 signed, $0 left to spend. Wow.
Listen, alongside Marty Biron and Jay McLennan, we heard an absolutely avoid Tristan Jarry. To that, guys.
Jerry's a good goaltender. There is some injury issues that have come up the last few years, but he's a younger goaltender in Levi. So you need a veteran guy to play with, and then Levi can grow.
Wait, so they're saying Tristan Jarry should go to Buffalo? But what about Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen? I mean, I think Pekka Luukkonen is good, is okay.
So that's the matchmaking that I have right now.
James, there you have it, buddy. We're playing matchmakers. This is not Tinder, but we're doing our best. We're swiping left and right.
This is not Tinder.
It's Tender. It's Tender, not Tinder. Tender.
Tender. Oh yeah, Tender. It's like a dating app for goalies.
You're going to plan an idea that's going to be available somewhere soon.
Time to make some saves. Oh, Michael Bunton, Domi, and a lot of others.
Here, and you know there's 3 classic bacon and spicy flame grilled patty on a toasted bun with the caramelized onions. Now I want one.
Those Burger King commercials will never get old. Word is Rangers have indicated they're committed to keeping Lafreniere. I mean, I already knew that. I mean, they qualified him. Like, if you qualified someone, it's like you're working hard to keep them. Just try to figure out the contract itself. Oh, Final Fantasy. Available now.
7- and 8-year deals. I'm not sure.
Button, Domi, Scott Mayfield, Shane Gostisbehere, Ryan Graves. A lot of you have interesting names for UFAs. Matt Dumba, Brandon Dumoulin, Thomas Tatar, Connor Sheary, Kevin Shattenkirk.
This is kind of a combination of free agency and trade center.
Gustav Nyquist, Matt Duchesne, Pierre Engvall, Carson Soucy, Evan Rodriguez.
The biggest story of the day might be what's going to happen with Erik Karlsson.
Well, it's interesting because on this day, the first day of free agency a year ago, Gordon.
Frederick Anderson, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, who was already signed, Alex Kerfoot, Miles Wood, Ratko Gudas.
Continues, and part of what we heard over the last 24 hours.
Walter Sundquist, Patrice Bergeron, David Krejci, Blake Wheeler, Jonas Corposalo. A lot of big names in free agency. Monty Ranta, Justin Hall, Sergei Varlamov, Luke Shen, Nemesnikov.
To have that dialogue regarding Erik Karlsson. It's up to Erik Karlsson.
Okay, Talbot, Travis Hamonic, Jonathan Taves, Connor Clifton, James Reimer.
The Sharks want to make. It's a trade Erik Karlsson wants to happen. It doesn't mean that it happens today or happens at all, but they continue to work at it.
Oh, Pia Suter, Ian Cole, Garnet Hathaway, Kai Yamamoto, Josh Bailey. I still find it funny that the Islanders traded Josh Bailey for nothing.
I mean, there's a lot at stake here. It'll be interesting to see. We sort of talk about the core 4.
Yeah, I think they made the right move to go to Sportsnet because we know a bit more there.
Clearly, there's an interest. Some people might argue on that front, but
Matt Duchesne and Blake Wheeler bought out.
The Matthews signing is the priority.
Insane. And Aiden Hill got a 2-year extension. I gotta say, I thought they would give him a longer one, considering how he did in the playoffs, but Kai Yamamoto on waivers was bought out.
There's not enough jam. We've always wanted more, and he's played well.
Matthias Janmark to a year. It's a shame that Oilers lost Yamamoto and Kostin for absolutely nothing.
Time for me then to move him, and it's tough to say that because
Mike Babcock in Columbus.
You have to fix the back end, and for me, Army.
Jonathan Quick. There is a rumor that Jonathan Quick might come to the Rangers.
We're saying, you know what, maybe
I seriously hope that happens. Like, if we can get Jonathan Quick,
is this guy that's going to be a changer, like a game changer for
that would be a perfect replacement for Halak, who is testing free agency.
And the contract situation.
And it's good that Lafreniere and Miller are qualified, and that they're working on getting them a contract. Hopefully, they both get extended today. Because, like, Lafreniere and Miller are our top priorities for free agency. Like Kane, Tarasenko, Mikola, and Mott.
I want guys to make their money.
We'll figure out later, but Lafreniere and Miller, those are the big guys that we need to keep.
Outside Leafs Nation, though, things are abuzz. All you have to do is go on Twitter and see all the reactions to the news that the Maple Leafs intend on signing Ryan Reeves to a 3-year deal. Now, there are some that
3
there are others
Wait,
that
what?
maybe don't
3
like it
years?
so much, but it's clear that Brad Treliving went into
Reeves
this free
hasn't
agency
been
day with the
signed
intention
yet,
of
but
making
they're
the Toronto
planning on
Maple Leafs
getting
a
Ryan
tougher
Reeves
team.
for
Now,
3
there are a lot of
years.
question marks surrounding this team, as you mentioned, and it looks like they will be running things back. We'll see how things go with William Nylander. His modified no movement kicks in. Mitch Marner, a full no move clause kicks in. Sheldon Keefe appears to be back behind the bench. So there's a lot of moving parts in this Maple Leafs team, but the
Yeah,
core
but what about
four,
Michael
could they be
Bunting?
back? All signs point to yes. David.
All right, we'll be checking back in with Sean McKenzie a little bit later as things keep rolling with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Meanwhile, let's get into our boardroom. And Kyle Bukoskis and the gang. Happy Canada Day, fellas, and it's going to be an interesting day for us.
It's Happy Canada Day.
Kyle.
Even in Calgary, they had Milan Lucic.
Oh, Troy
They were a tough
Terry is
team,
also a
hard to play
free
against. Now in
agent.
Toronto, obviously, they got Wayne Simmons later in his career. But they talk about
Trevor
the job that
Zegras.
Shen did between the benches, policing.
Wow, Trevor Zegras is a free agent, and Evan Bouchard, Ilya Samsonov, Bowen Byram,
Top enforcer from the league. He's a great teammate. He's a great player. You protect your assets.
Philip
and keep them healthy.
Gustafson.
Everywhere he's played, teams have played bigger. I'll tell you.
Oh, I'm looking at the RFAs, not the UFAs. Tanner Janot, Jeremy Swayman. Yeah, that's going to be a big choice for Boston.
That with the change in the leadership of the team, the direction that they're going in.
Oh, former Panthers director of amateur scouting.
Staff the type of player he wants, and that started last week in Nashville.
Wow, zero cap space
so
for
clearly,
the Canadians.
The type, that he thinks they're looking for. So. Full disclosure, I'm not jumping over the moon over the
wow, that's a
totally
bad misspelling. It's
I love the player type.
Brandstrom. It's Eric Brandstrom.
And so I break it down. And
wow,
I give it to the
somebody in Sportsnet is going to get fired for that.
That means to healthier players in the
former executive with Canes and Hurricanes.
This is not a thing that I want these guys scrumming it up, team toughness. But when you got the biggest dog in the pond in the fight, it's a totally different feeling. And now you got Milan Lucic showing up in Boston. You know, you got Nick Deslauriers every night in Philadelphia. And I'm not saying let's go back to knuckle dragging 70s hockey here, but this is a big.
Yeah, there's a rumor that Lucic might return to Boston.
A real quick story of what this type of player means to you.
Oh yes. Oh, Jesper Foss signed a 2-year extension with the Hurricanes. I mean, with the playoff performance he had, does make sense. But part of me wish he went to the Rangers.
He's 34 years of age, and they love this guy. He's probably their captain if he does extend his time in Calgary. But how wise is it to extend a salary or a stay for a guy who's 34 years of age?
Oh, Backlund, 34. I thought it was younger.
Remember, the Flames missed the playoffs by 2 points. They had 29 one-goal losses.
Backlund's been playing since 2009.
Still, we have a turnover. New GM, new head coach. What should
I didn't know he was there for that long.
What should the priority be for this Flames team in the?
He's going to tell these guys, listen, I understand how frustrating it was.
Well, Backlund had a career season this season.
Under my leadership, just be patient. We're not that far off from where we were. We missed the playoffs by what, 2 points?
Yeah.
Let's pump the brakes a little bit. We can't trade everybody. We'll trade you when we want to trade you.
I mean, the only reason they missed the playoffs was so many one-goal games and overtime losses. Jacob Markstrom doesn't know how to tend the goal, and when the playoffs and seasons on the line, instead of Tyler Toffoli and Andrew Mangiapane, they put in Nick Ritchie.
Right, and the reality, I'm thinking for them a potential.
Why they put Shillington in the 7th?
Also, if you think about,
I thought it was part of the main defense core
as well. I mean, right now you've got the young players. You've got Pelche on that left wing
Sharon
as well, but you're
on the first line.
Can you build that up a little? I like Coronado. If you're talking about the youth movement, those are two guys who showed a lot of potential, but are there just a couple of pieces that you might want to trade for?
No, there's Kevin Rooney.
That top 9.
Ding dong, the witch is dead. Daryl Sutter's out, so everybody's going to be happy and fun. And all these guys aren't just coming back crazy. So it's hard when you've
there's
got that
still
many
some Flames that might
RFAs.
want out.
The players hold a lot of cards here. If I'm looking for a player, a name, I'm going to bring up Killorn because they've already said that this team's got to.
It's Killorn, not Killhorn.
And we're going to be good. We thought, so many.
There's no H.
As long as our players play a little better, Markstrom has a better year. We're going to win right now. Killhorn's got Stanley Cup.
Killorn.
I don't mean to turn this.
Yeah, it's 12:01, so the race is.
No, it's not. It's 12:02.
Oh, that's us. Yeah, free agency is officially underway. Just one trade's coming down. Montreal sending Joel Edmondson to the Washington Capitals. Draft picks going back. Not sure the exact picks yet. But now we're going to see where this all starts going right now.
There's a couple of other things to keep our eye on as well. We talked about Matthew Shane a couple of moments ago.
Wow, Joel Edmondson was traded to the Capitals.
That would be interested in.
Yeah, Antti Raanta back to Carolina 1 times 1.5.
Wonder what that means for Frederick Anderson.
Oranta's coming back.
One further note on Ryan O'Reilly. In particular,
he's 1 year deal for Antti Raanta.
Here in Toronto, where he kind of battled his way back in there. He's worked on his game hard, and you can see how the pendulum is kind of.
Luke Schenn signed a 3-year deal with the Predators.
And I'm so happy.
I thought he was going to stay in Toronto.
I can see him.
He's not going to be in the lineup every night. He knows that. But he's not going to be sulking and complaining and whining about it. He's going to go to the
But
young
lately
guys
he has been. He's been part of the main defense for Toronto.
And help the leaders in that room, help Yossi, help those veteran guys lead this group.
And it was a bright spot in Vancouver.
And what a great example he is of doing the right things and then getting rewarded for it.
And who could also benefit? Barry, right? Being there from him and then learning from Schenn. But I also think Schenn, maybe he's not going to play every night, but he's proven that he can be the reliable guy.
I mean, if he's not going to play every night, why sign him to a 3-year deal?
That is that he's proven his time as Toronto.
Matt Nieto signed a 2-year deal with the Penguins. Interesting. Wow, Joe Edmondson for a 7th round pick. Well, that's not that big. Quick to Rangers, Reeves to Leafs, Talbot to Canes. Anthony Stolarz to Florida. Bastion's coming back. Carson Soucy to Canucks. Scott Mayfield to Islanders. Nieto. Now that one is actually wrong. Nieto is going to the Penguins. Brown to Oilers. Oh, please have Jonathan Quick go to the Rangers. Wow, and New York and the Rangers are strong contender for Blake Wheeler as well.
Ryan O'Reilly is now going back to the Western Conference, going back to a division he's very comfortable in the Central Division, and with the Nashville Predators who've just picked up Luke Schenn. Jammer, let's start with you here.
Ryan O'Reilly's going to Nashville?
Well, I think he got an extra year. I think other teams were probably looking to give him 3 years, so to get that 4th year probably tipped it over the head in favor of Nashville. And, they have a glaring hole in the middle where they have Parsonen, Novak, Glass, Jankowski. Great example.
Wow, Ryan O'Reilly, a 4-year deal with the Predators.
How to prepare, how to treat your body, how to come every day ready to play, how to show up for big games. He's a guy who certainly is going to help them along the way, and he gets rewarded with a 4-year deal.
Yeah, indeed. Ryan O'Reilly is good. I mean, not as good as he once was, but he's an asset to use.
Shifley and, Wheeler's been bought out. And
Ryan Reeves to 3 years with the Leafs.
What's going on in Calgary? It's a little bit different. The circumstances.
Wow.
Guys in Calgary won out. It sounds like Winnipeg wants to retool get
that is a lot
in the room.
for
me
Ryan
personally,
Reeves.
I'm sitting on Hellebuck. That's my recommendation to management. I don't think we're dealing from a position of strength right now. You look at Vegas. Okay, look at what was going on with Vegas towards the end of the year this year. They had how many goalies? 4 or 5 goalies. And
2 years for Lane Pedersen. I mean, Pedersen isn't that good.
But they get traded.
James Van Riemsdyk on 1 year with the Boston Bruins.
At that time,
I agree that if there's somebody there in that position.
3 years for Ryan Reeves. That sounds like a little bit of an overpayment.
Because they have so much more control.
I mean, it's not Barclay Goodrow overpayment, but still.
They want out of town. I just look at this stuff and I'm like thinking.
And they don't bother to change the misspelling of Eric.
Jammer, start with you. You've been in that. You've played in this market as has Colby. They're going to love him here. How do you see him fitting with the Leafs?
I think he's going to bring.
Ryan Reeves is great, but 3 years.
Almost half an hour into official signing season, and the names are coming off the board fast and furious. Oh, hold on, you got something?
We got Elliott. Blake Wheeler to the Rangers.
What?
Wow, okay. Elliott's dropping bombs here. So, Blake
Wheeler?
To the
Big Apple.
Oh my God, Blake Wheeler.
Rangers. All right, we'll flush that out as well. Montreal Canadiens, what's their story?
Oh my God.
Signing season continues. You're watching Hockey Central. Happy Canada Day.
Oh my God, Blake Wheeler. Please tell me this is real. Oh my God! Blake Wheeler! For 1 year, but Blake Wheeler is a Ranger! Oh my God! I can't... Wow, I'm very surprised. Wow! And Nathan Bash and Michael McLeod has got extended with the Devils, but oh my God! Blake Wheeler is now a Ranger. Oh wow, and he got less than $1 million. I'm guessing he wants New York more than the money. Oh my God. Blake Wheeler. I can't believe it. But now, does that mean Jimmy Vesey has to change his number, or is Blake Wheeler going to have a different number? Because Blake Wheeler's 26. I am... Wow, I'm surprised Blake Wheeler chose the discount. I mean, now that is a steal with that cap hit, because you would expect Wheeler to get at least $1 million, but wow.
All right, moments ago we heard Elliot Friedman saying Blake Wheeler to the Rangers. We're going to discuss that, but we can tell you Ryan O'Reilly's off the board.
Blake Wheeler going to the Rangers.
Big names still remain, so we'll see what today has to offer day one of signing season. Welcome back into the Sportsnet studios. Happy Canada Day to each and all. Jennifer, Jamal,
I mean, chances are that means they're not going to sign Kane or Tarasenko.
Some culture issues in Winnipeg with that leadership group, and now he signs essentially for the league minimum.
1 year, $800,000 contract with the New York Rangers. Blake Wheeler.
You and me signed for the last couple of years. It tells me they didn't have very many options available to him. And so, hopefully he can get an opportunity to help that team get to the next level. But if he had other options to make more, what is it, 800 with 300,000 in bonuses, this is a guy who certainly has to rectify his career in some sense and wants an opportunity to play on the East Coast, less travel. Had a lot of issues going on with Winnipeg Jets and lost the captaincy. And you know what? At the end of the day, there's a reason for me that he only got a 1 year deal. This is a guy who was a captain, and I think he had over 50 points last year. So a little bit surprised that he got that little of money, but that tells me that there weren't many suitors.
Well, you talked about that. He did, right? Vocalized, and we heard from his agent about wanting to play on the East.
Oh,
right?
so pretty much the first thing that comes to Wheeler's mind, he goes with it. Doesn't care how much money or term he's getting, as long as he gets to play.
For the value and the number connected with the signing, but that's where he wanted to go, and was pretty clear that's where he wanted to play, somewhere on the East Coast.
Could this turn out to be a steal, though? I mean, just getting him for 800,000.
I mean, it is a steal, because look at Blake Wheeler. He's great.
He's a smart player. He's a big body guy.
And it's definitely going to solve the problem for the top six. Especially with Kane and or Tarasenko gone.
Like a situation maybe that time just ran out.
But if both of them are gone, then we obviously need room for Kako and Hoffman. Maybe even Gabriel Perreault.
I like the move. It's so not risky at
all. But wow, I feel like Blake Wheeler is going to be in the first line with Kreider and Zibanejad.
Only, it sounds silly to say only, but making $800,000 on a 1 year deal, you're going to get the best of him as a person and as a teammate because he's going to want to fit into that group. That's a great point that you're making.
Thank you.
Yeah, and again, he doesn't have to be that leader right there necessarily. They have Jacob Trouba. He'll go in as a completely different role, but there it is. Blake Wheeler to the New York Rangers. For
Someone realizes it. Thanks.
Wow.
The Montreal Canadiens, and they've been busy,
Blake
guys. Remember,
Wheeler is a New York Ranger.
Sean Monahan, Cole Caulfield got a big
I
deal
can't
earlier,
believe it. The most unlikely thing that could happen, and it did.
What does the future hold? That is the big question. Let's get out to Montreal and check in with Eric Engels.
Whoa, $490,000 in cap space. That's really low.
I think we do have some news breaking, though, with our news breakers. Is that right?
Is this Quick to the Rangers?
Yes.
Jonathan Quick.
Oh, yes! Jonathan Quick!
It is former Los Angeles King goaltender, Jonathan Quick.
Oh my
And by
God,
the way,
yes!
One of your favorite goalies is Cam Talbot. I think he's going to end up in LA.
Oh, okay. Good for him. Good. So the Rangers aren't getting younger. I'll put it that way. We've got.
But we're getting better, though.
Going there. So interesting to see again names coming off the board. Shorter term. Last year we had 3 players signed to the.
Jonathan Quick, 1 year, also less than $1 million. Oh my God, Jonathan Quick.
Seemed to be smaller, and it was Nazem Kadri, the other 7.
Wow.
Let's talk about Montreal Canadiens, though.
First Blake Wheeler, now we have Jonathan Quick as our backup.
What do you expect or hope to see for the
Wow.
I just wonder if they want to add a little more up the middle. If you think about the center position, I mean, they've re-signed Monahan, and they're hoping that he can find his form. And
Okay, now all we gotta do is extend Lafreniere and Miller, and then we're gold. We're good.
As needed, but
Carolina and Freddie Anderson. So it looks like both the goaltenders.
No, Freddie Anderson is going to get extended.
All right, full respect to their management group.
Yeah, we weren't the newsbreakers on this one. The Ottawa Senators were. They just announced that they've signed Jonas Korpisalo to a 5-year deal at $4 million per.
Ooh.
So Jonas Korpisalo, take out the highlighter there, Dave, and update the binder.
He's got it going.
Wow, Jonas Korpisalo is going to Ottawa.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
What a day for Twitter to break. What else? Was there anything else that was just new out there? Connor Shearer to Tampa.
Frederick Anderson, 2-year deal. That's where it's inching.
2 years for Anderson.
3.4 to Carolina. So
Getting there, not quite there yet, but that's where
there's the Connor Shearer is going to Tampa.
Oh, Mackenzie Blackwood signed 2 years with the Sharks.
So a lot of goalies coming off the board, and Connor Sheary as well. So Korpisalo, big news here. 5 years, $20 million
Connor Sheary is going to go to Carolina, I think.
The big news we were expecting out of Ottawa, guys, was the possible DeBink
or Ottawa, but Korpisalo going to Ottawa.
Their goalie, and they got
man, he's definitely going to help out in Ottawa.
And now you've got the guy who's
5 years, so he's definitely going to be the main goalie for Ottawa.
I think it's good. I think he's a solid goaltender.
Yeah, really good. Korpisalo is good.
For this team that,
like, won't be enough to send the Senators back to the playoffs. It's yet to be determined, depending on everything else. But that's really good. That's really good. It's definitely the goalie of the future.
7 goalies last year, but they've got their guy now.
Well, they're going to have, unless injuries again happen, it's definitely going to be less.
Including in Ottawa.
Tyler Pitlick? Tyler Pitlick to the Rangers? I think we can use them in the... I guess we can use them in the fourth line with Vesey and Goudreau. Tyson Jost signed a 1-year extension with the Sabres. Mikhail Maltsev signed a year with the Canes. Blackwood 2 years. Lane Pedersen 2 years with the Oilers. Ryan O'Reilly. Jonathan Quick for a year, and Blake Wheeler. I mean, all those was good, but what about Lafreniere and Miller? Eric Johnson is going to the Sabres. Bottom 6 and penalty killing. I mean, I think they can use Tyler Pitlick on the wing. Oh, Alex Bazile. That's good, but what about Yeah, but what about Lafreniere and Miller? We need to we need to sign them as well. I know we're getting less than $1 million for all the ones we signed, but still, we need those extra winners. But we already have a lot, though. It hasn't been announced for Brazil. But we need to sign Lafreniere and Miller as well. if we do get Alex Bazile, he's gonna be like an extra
Not even
forward.
an hour into signing season, and Jeff, some more breaking news.
Yeah, Kevin Adams has been looking for a veteran defenseman to complement the youth on that blue line. Eric Johnson goes to the Buffalo Sabres. It's 1 year, $3.25 million, David.
Okay, let's go through some other things. Radko Gudas is going to Anaheim.
Ooh,
That's a 3x4
Anaheim.
deal. James Reimer's agent, Ray Petco, announced that Reimer's going to Detroit for 1 times 1.5.
Detroit.
I don't know what the contract looks like yet, but Connor Brown is going to the Edmonton Oilers. That's happening.
Connor Brown going to the Oilers.
I think we're caught up.
What does Anaheim get in him?
3 years for Radko Gudas.
In today's game, how to play the game the right way, and he's going to make you pay for every inch of ice. And you know what? They have young defensemen there. You think about Lacombe, Zellweger, Colton White, Hellison, Drysdale.
Well, 3 years, $4 million for Radko Gudas.
You know, knows exactly who he is as a
I mean, he's not a bad defenseman, but for that much, that's a bit of an overpayment.
You know what he does? He does a lot of the stuff that like a lot of the guys now don't want to do. Block shots, go ahead.
But it should definitely help out with the Ducks.
He's crazy.
He's a 20-goal type scorer. Last year, he was limited to just 4 games in Washington after that lower body injury. But here he's back, or he will be back. And again, a guy who is very familiar playing.
Oh, Connor Brown only played 4 games? I thought he played more.
Yeah, what I like about it is that he can play up and down your lineup.
Potentially in the
Traded
next
to
year.
the Caps, and what did the
There
Capitals
you go.
get?
1 year, $4 million. You know what? He'll be on that power play at times. He's going to get those points. Will elevate.
And you don't play. You don't play, right, Jen? You don't play.
Traded.
He's banged up. He's hurt. So come back, prove it. Play with those
Changed
kinds
for
of players.
second
What a
round
great
pick.
deal for him.
The lineup they showed, right? Potentially playing with Draisaitl. Boy, you're in good company.
So that has been the trend
Oh,
here.
they lost the
Shorter term,
second
maybe
round
sometimes
pick.
a little bit of elevated money
So
depending
the
on the player,
Capitals lost
but
the
it makes
second
sense
round
the
pick
player
for
and the team.
virtually
So, the names are coming off
nothing.
the board fast and furious.
Great.
Oh, Morgan Geekie,
Well,
2 years
it's just for
with the
practice,
Bruins.
signatures.
James Reimer got a year. Gudas,
One more
3. Connor Brown, 1.
Just like one.
What?
Weekdays on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Riley Nash. Guys, we need to sign Lafreniere and Miller. Seriously, we already. Seriously, why Riley Nash though? I guess we can put him in the minors. Oh, he has been in the minors. I mean, we gotta put him in the minors because we already have Tyler Pitlick as our 4th line guy. We still need Lafreniere and Miller though. What's going on with them?
Have to be faster. So do you.
2 years, 1 way, 2 way in the second.
Exciting offers every day. Every day?
Nothing for Alex Bazile yet.
Now she shops top brands, big savings, and amazing promotions. Shop exciting offers every day at tsc.ca.
There's nothing on Bazile, so it could be a rumor.
Join host Arden and Ben for the latest Blue Jays.
I mean, welcome Riley Nash. I mean, we need to stop getting all those bottom sixers, though. We need love.
Geeky, who was not qualified by Seattle yesterday, he's now going to Boston. It's 2 years and $2 million per. And Riley Nash is back. He signed a 2-year deal with the Rangers. The first year is a 1-way deal. The second year is a 2-way deal.
All right, Elliot. That's why I write everything down. See how you forgot what was going on
But
there?
1 way is like 1 place. I mean, like, we already have Tyler Pitlick. Why do we need more?
Let's get out to Vancouver because we're expecting maybe some interesting stuff out on the left coast. Dan Murphy
Like,
and
we still,
McIntyre.
like,
Already a lot of
like we
business
need the
shaking
money
down for the
for
Canucks over the
Miller
last few
and
weeks. What are you guys expecting?
Lafreniere. What's taking it so long?
Well, hello,
You've
David.
qualified
We're not
them.
sure exactly what to expect. They're not going to go into
I
the
mean,
high
losing
rent
Kane and
district, we don't believe, but they do
Tarasenko, I
have to
understand,
fill some
but
holes. And at the end of last
Lafreniere
season, management
and
said
Miller,
that getting a third-line center was the
we
top
need
priority,
them.
but things have changed.
Today, if they get the guys that they
Kane signed Cam Talbot to a year.
One more thing, we know for sure
Red
that
Wings,
Kyle Burns will
James
not be
Reimer. I
back.
mean,
He's heading to San
James
Jose for
Reimer
the
will
next
definitely help
season.
out,
David.
backing up
All right,
Billy
a little
Husso.
breaking news there. All right, thanks so much to Dan.
And
We'll
with Trey
check back with Dan in a
Augenstein
little
coming
while. One
soon.
thing that was thrown out there that
You know, the 7 years that you're talking about, it's
Yes.
like, who can you get? Well, the Cap's just sitting like this for
Top
cheap.
free
Yeah,
agents. I mean,
the
like,
guys are going.
I mean, Kravtsov is not really a free agent anymore since he signed 2 or 3 years in the KHL.
They're willing to, go to.
But now expectations go out the window too. So if you're an unrestricted free agent, and you're sitting at home wondering, and you're seeing guys sign for shorter term, a little bit more money. Now you're thinking, wait a minute, there's only a few seats left at the table.
And the money's going away.
I need to get a seat. And so you're going to see some guys kind of get
or
a little
shorter
bit anxious, a
term
little
and
bit nervous.
shorter money.
Expectations of maybe getting longer term or more money. Those ideas.
Connor Clifton with the Sabres for 3 years?
We have all these papers.
3 years for Connor Clifton? What?
To your point, if you're sitting there going, oh,
That is an overpayment. I think Tyler Pitlick is like 18, so I'm thinking he's going to wear number 18 with the Rangers.
Gustav Nyquist is going to Nashville, 2 times 3.185.
Oh, Gustav Nyquist going to the Predators.
Okay, Gustav Nyquist to Nashville. Sorry, it's crazy here, and I can't even see what I tweeted, so I have no idea what's out there. So, Connor Clifton, he got traded as well. Oh, sorry, he got signed by Buffalo. 3 years, $10 million.
I think they said Nyquist is 3 years, man. The Predators are really desperate. First Luke Shen, then Ryan O'Reilly, and now Gustav Nyquist. Wow. Alex Bazile. Oh, Cam Talbot. Joe Hadley got 2 years. But Alex Bazile, but like, we're getting too many bottom sixers. I mean, unless the one way is for going into the minors, but still, we need the cap. We need the cap for Lafreniere and Miller. It doesn't make sense to add Alex Bazile when we already have the right winners we need.
And we have one of the earlier signings joining us now from Vegas, and that's Ryan Reeves, a 13-year NHL vet, about to be a 16-year NHL vet, because signs a 3-year deal with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Ooh, look at him styling. Revo, congratulations on
Ryan
the deal.
Reeves.
What went into it? Obviously, a lot of suitors. Why Toronto?
I really enjoyed my time in Minnesota. I think it came down to if I was leaving there, it was going to be for a contender, and Toronto fit that. They have a lot of firepower up front. They finally got over that first round hump last year. I think that's the first step of what they need to do. So, this for me was a hard decision, but once Toronto started calling, and after a couple talks, it was basically a pretty easy decision.
Revo, it's Army here. We saw what you did in Minnesota at that point. Come in, change things around, the culture, the life, the energy. What are you feeling coming into this room? You just got to do your job, right? On the ice, but of course bringing this.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a new starting lineup, Reed, but I'll be bringing a little bit of that. I think, for me, I'm not coming in to obviously score, 40 goals to the team. I bring that intensity on and off the ice.
I was hoping they'd show a clip of Reeves saying, "Fleury, release us!"
Physical, bringing a little swag to the team and just doing my thing,
Some personality. Attaboy, Revo.
So obviously you're a guy who brings
Or
a ton of
Gustafsson.
physicality, and with Boston bringing in Lucic, they bringing in you. How have you had to adjust your game over the years now that you're into your late 30s, getting up there, but you seem to bring that energy night in and night out?
Well, I continue the Red Bulls, that's for sure.
Red Bulls.
There you go.
No, I think as the league's changed, it's becoming a lot faster league, and I think back when I first came in the league, I was in the gym just throwing around 150-pound dumbbells, whatever it was, and just getting jacked so I can get ready to fight guys. But now I got to keep up with these young kids.
Milan Lucic is going back to the Bruins for a year.
Believe it or not.
Milan Lucic is back.
Well, congratulations,
Wow.
Ryan. I think we've always appreciated our
Man,
our
Boston
time to
is
chat
really
with
a
you.
boys'
You're always
club.
very generous with your time. But if you think about coming into the Leafs, are there certain players that you're most looking forward to being around, both on the ice and in the locker room with this group?
Well, just the big four there. Those guys are unbelievable players, and I'm excited to watch them in practice, see what they do in practice, and I'm excited to cheer for them when they score, because I can tell you I wasn't doing it before. So, I know Matthews is out in Arizona, which is pretty close. I might scoot down there and work with him a little bit. We'll see, because he works with the same skating coach I do sometimes. So, I'm just excited to see these guys at work. They're just some serious skill in those 4 guys, and it's exciting.
Ryan, it's taking you 13 NHL seasons. You're finally going to be playing for a Canadian team. Might be more Saturday night interviews with our Scott Oak.
Oh, there's a dog in the
I
background.
can't wait. He better be growing a little more hair, because he's going to be bald by the time I rub it all off.
Well, Ryan, listen, you've come a long way since the old CPR line back in St. Louis. It's an incredible career for you. Congratulations, a new 3-year deal in Toronto, and enjoy the rest of the summer.
That probably is the biggest contract Reeves has ever had.
One of the great teammates in the league.
Unless he got something like that with the Blues.
Yeah, they do. And
when you have a guy who's into his late 30s who comes with this much energy night in and night out.
Oh, the Canucks signed Teddy Bluger to a year.
It's a great move for him, a great opportunity for him to extend his career, and as he said, an opportunity to go to a contender.
I think that's the biggest thing, right? This is a team that has very high expectations.
I think the Canucks found their third line center, I think.
But I do agree.
Even though Bluger's usually a fourth line guy.
Could just take it down a notch.
2 years for Gustav Nyquist.
For some of the big stars.
But Dmitry Orlov is going to Carolina 2 times. 2 years at an annual
2 years for Orlov in Carolina.
So it's 2 times 7.75, and there's a $3 million signing bonus in this first year. So that one is done.
You say 2 times 7.75?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
And I don't know what we've talked about. Teddy Bluger's going to Vancouver, and Ian Cole's going to Vancouver.
Ian Cole as well, going to Vancouver.
So got some things happening here. Ian Cole, Vancouver.
Third line center spot, I guess. Teddy Bluger.
The highlighter's running out of highlight.
Anyone else surprised? Orlov only 2 years? I thought he was going to get. I mean, I know he's 31.
I think
this is the play.
This is the play though for the players as well, right? Because if the cap's $95 million in 3
2
years, I'm not sure it's going to be.
I'm guessing Shane Gostisbehere is gone.
$7 million. I should be making 10.
Yeah, but then you're hedging up against your age, right? So in 3 years, you know what I mean? Like he's 31.
Betting on himself, like Freddie Van Vliet. It worked out for Fred Van Vliet yesterday.
We'll be sitting here in 2 years going, he signs a 5-year. Orlov's an idiot. Why would he do that?
Orlov's an idiot?
This is the big fish, though, DA.
But let's forget about the dollars and cents for a minute. I think you just put it right. This is the big fish. You said earlier off camera, well, Carolina, they haven't made that big splash. And then I said, well, they added Max Pacioretty. It didn't work out because injury. Is this the big splash there, Colby?
Yeah, it is. And what does it say for Carolina? Right?
Oh, yeah, Justin Hall's going to the Red Wings for 3 years.
Who's going to be heading out of there?
So precursor.
Alex Lyon is going to sign a 2-year deal with the Red Wings. Mike Riley signed a year with the Predator. I mean, with the Panthers. Orla, Bluger, Cole, Bogandi Amama. I think I've heard of him. Josh Curry, Work Chartier, Nicholas Brouillard, and Connor Mack. Seriously, what is up with these extra? Milan Lucic. Seriously, those extra team. Come on, we need the cap space for Lafreniere and Miller. Like, what are you doing, guys? See. Oh, he was with the. Oh, he was with the Coyotes and Flames, but how is? He's decent. I guess they're looking for minors, I think. Coyotes and then Nicholas Brouillard. Like, it's a minor league guy. He's a really good defender. Oh, he hasn't been in an NHL, so he's going to the minors. Like, it's good you're adding depth, but we need Lafreniere and Miller. Like, we need these guys. It's like, why are you taking so long? We have $9 million left to get Lafreniere and Miller. We need to use that. Like, stop getting minor deals. Use the whatever cap space you have left for Lafreniere and Miller.
He wants to win. I don't think he goes anywhere. He'll take a little less money, let's be honest.
I mean, you don't have to. If you don't want to extend Kane, that's fine. Like, if you want Kane to go, that's fine. If you want Tarasenko to go, that's fine. If you want Mikola to go, that's fine. If you want Mott to go, that's fine. But Lafreniere and Miller, we need to keep.
One-year deal to say, hey, I still can be effective.
It's like you qualify for these players. You want to keep them. Why are you taking this part so long?
He's only going to want to go somewhere where he has a chance to win, and that limits the teams. Now you're thinking about 6
Like, stop spending money on minor deals.
About him, right? And
so Carson Soucy is official. Well, not official, but it's happening to Vancouver.
Oh,
3 times 3.25.
3 years for Carson Soucy.
Detroit, 3 years, 3.4.
You know, I gotta say, I'm happy for him. He put up with a lot of like hate in Toronto. Like, I'm glad to see him get the bag. I have to say.
Before we say goodbye, Ian Cole did Vancouver as well, right?
Yes, Vancouver officially announced that one at 1 year, $3 million. Teddy Bluger 1 year, 1.9. They announced that one too, but Soucy just happened.
One more real quick, David. Yeah. Ryan Poehling goes to the Philadelphia Flyers. That is a 1 year, 1.4.
Ryan Poehling going to the Flyers.
He jumped ship to Philly from Pittsburgh.
And the other thing I want to say here is I do think I do think there are some teams talking Erik Karlsson today. So we'll see. Go on. It's complicated. It's really complicated. I think people are trying.
So keep it locked here. Elliot has guaranteed Karlsson will be dealt in the next hour.
Wow.
Let's talk Vancouver, guys. Honestly, I think this is actually very interesting, and I at least want
to
see
the Sharks would be idiots if they get rid of Karlsson.
Or they buy out OEL. It's the Oilers, it's the Flames, it's the Battle of Alberta. Tickets on sale right now.
Battle of Alberta Heritage Classic.
On a Sunday night.
Oh, Max Pacioretty signed a 1 year deal with the Capitals. Craig Smith is gonna go to Dallas.
Do you guys have some good stuff for? I hope so.
Max Pacioretty, is that good stuff?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
1 year deal, $2 million base, $2 million in performance bonuses. Max Pacioretty to the Caps.
Okay, so Max Pacioretty off the books.
Ryan Poehling. Brian. Gregory Denisenko got a 2 year extension. Giovanni Smith, 2 years. Kevin Shattenkirk's gonna go to the Boston Bruins. Trevor Lewis is gonna come back to the LA Canes. Kyle Burrows for 3 years, really?
Your summer just got
Andres Anglin, 2 years with the Canes.
Get that smooth and velvety caramel.
And that's pretty much it so far.
Keep it cold with Tim's new caramel toffee cold brew.
At first, Mia didn't realize TSC.
Nothing on Lafreniere nor Miller.
All right, signing season rolls on, including Milan Lucic. Oh, these are the heyday for him back in Boston, including that 2011 Stanley Cup championship. Ryan Miller remembers him there, and so does Mike Komisarek. He was a one-man wrecking machine for the Bruins, and he continues to roll on, including a gold medal. You know, he's been just one of the toughest competitors for so long, and he signs a 1 year, $1 million deal with the Boston Bruins.
You know,
Milan Lucic.
You know, there's still a group chat. As you guys know, you guys have been a part of it. You know, we still talk almost every day. So, yeah, we're
I wonder if that's where Lucic is going to retire.
Canada Day today, talking about, you know, that great trip that we had in May.
Well, I think you've got to feel obviously really comfortable, like you said, going back home. But we just had Revo on, Big Revo in Toronto, Boston, Toronto, the Big Luch. We saw your highlight tape just now of what you guys are able to do, though. What are you expecting from that?
Don King over here.
Yeah, I'm Don King.
You know, you know what? It's a natural rivalry. It's you know, Toronto, Boston. You know, original six. It's always been a rivalry, regardless if me and Revo are there. I think it just amps it up. you know, and I think it's good for the game. I mean, you know, two, you know, great markets, historic markets with, you know, two, whatever you guys want to call us, enforcers or whatnot. And, you know, I think we're both excited to be a part of it. So looking forward to it. You know, I'm not going to, you know, you guys can be Don King all you guys want, but you know what, we're going to do whatever we need to do to help our team win, and that's ultimately what it comes down to.
Yeah. And we just showed a couple of nice clips from your walk-ins to the rink. I think that was something on Saturday night. We always looked forward to that, the strut on the way into the rink. So hopefully we'll have a few Boston games too. Congratulations on the deal. But as you reflect on time in Calgary, are there a few things that you're most thankful for on your time with the Flames?
Yeah, you know what? It was a great 4 years, and I'm thankful that, you know, the trade happened. You know, I'm thankful for Brad Friedling and Jeff Ward and Daryl Sutter and especially my teammates. You know, I'm thankful for them. They've really rejuvenized me and loving the game and playing. You know, getting the best out of me again.
We rejected you by.
Honestly, you know, the Sea of Red.
They basically did that
there,
by putting you on the top
city,
6.
Fans, the way they embraced me, the way, you know, they made me feel.
I'm guessing maybe Blackwood is going to be the new goalie for the Sharks, the main goalie.
Flames. And to be honest, moving forward, I wish them nothing but the best. I wish the players all the best. I wish the coaches all the best, and I wish that organization all the best. And I hope they get things going in the right direction again moving forward next year.
Mike Fuda says congratulations too in our studio. He texts me. He's like, "You gotta tell Luch congrats."
Yeah, one of the best.
Yep.
We're all happy for you, Milan. And by the way, we know you still have a lot of hockey left, but when the hockey career's done, there's definitely going to be a spot for you in a television.
I don't know a lot.
Somewhere, so that you keep that in mind as well.
I mean, he's in his mid-30s.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much, Milan. And let's head over to our newsbreakers. Again, the Boston Bruins, Milan Lucic, 1 year at $1 million. Elliot, Jeff.
Which one do you want? Connor Sheary?
No, you go ahead.
Connor Sheary, Tampa Bay Lightning, 3 years, $2 million is the
3 years, Connor Sheary in Tampa Bay.
Mikola, 3 years, 2.5 AAV on that one.
And look, we're expecting
Nico
Michael
Mikola
Bunting to go to Carolina, but we don't have it finalized yet what the number is, but it's a Kevin report is a 3-year deal, so
Colin Delia to the Jets
for it to officially be put together.
So Carolina a little busier than maybe some of us anticipated. Orlov and now Elliot and Jeff suggesting that Michael Bunting could be on his way there as well. I can tell you at the top of the hour,
Michael Bunting.
I should say the Blue Jays and the Red Sox.
They said Nico Mikola. Where is he?
Still some business to take care of, though. Lots of big names available. Keep it locked here. Signing season rolls on.
Let's see where Mikola's going. Oh, come on. Let's see. Connor Sheary, 3 years. And what did they say about Nico Mikola? They said something about him. I'm gonna have to go back. Earlier because they said something about Mikola. Let me see what they said.
Bruins, Milan Lucic, 1 year at $1 million. Elliot, Jeff.
Which one do you want? Connor Sheary?
No, you go ahead.
Connor Sheary, Tampa Bay Lightning, 3 years, $2 million is the AAV. In Florida gets a defenseman, Nico Mikola.
Mikola's got to go to
AAV on that one.
And look,
Milan Lucic.
Wait, how long?
Connor Sheary, Tampa Bay Lightning, 3 years, $2 million is the AAV. In Florida gets a defenseman, Nico Mikola. 3 years, 2.5.
3 years for Nico Mikola.
Want the action to fall and carrying on the base paths. This is the game.
So Mikola's gone, but 3 years. So far, nothing else for the Rangers yet. So hopefully they're using their main focus on Lafreniere and Miller. Like, we already got enough extra players. We don't need any more.
I think the ones that they did make, are very strong, but you sort of think on that line, if they are playing together, who could be the right winger to play alongside of them?
I mean, he's a
Well, they had one in Josh Bailey, and then they decided to buy him out.
Tatar,
Which is stupid for
Tarasenko's
Chicago
shooter.
then.
Rodriguez could be a good fit.
Evan Rodriguez, yeah.
You know, one of the things was to try
I'm guessing
to.
maybe
my mindset was trying to get better
Mikola
with
might
age,
take
and
over
the game has changed
for
along the
Josh
way, and
Mahura,
I've
maybe.
tried to have to figure out ways to evolve. And
Hey, Philip Millet. 1 year. Brady Keeper, Colin Dealey. Dustin Tokarski gets another year in Buffalo. Nico Mikola, 3 years. Wow, that's a big raise for him. Still waiting on Lafreniere and Miller. Seriously, we better not lose Lafreniere and Miller. Like, those are young guys, and we really need them. Like, I swear to God, if we lose Lafreniere and Miller, I'm gonna be very, very upset. Seriously, I'm surprised nobody wants Tarasenko and Kane. Like, what's going on?
Jeff and Elliot.
No confirmation yet on the terms, but the word is that Miles Wood, who was in New Jersey last year, is headed to the Colorado Avalanche. We'll, see what the terms are.
Miles
Okay, a couple
Wood
players
going
that
to
have
the
our eyes on
Avalanche.
still. Tyler Bertuzzi, a number of teams still interested there, obviously. We talked earlier about the Toronto Maple Leafs and Tyler Bertuzzi. There is interest there. We can report that's not exactly news. Max Domi as well. Toronto believed to be interested there as well. But one team to keep an eye on with players like Tyler Bertuzzi and Max Domi are the Dallas Stars. You know, Jim Nill's team got really close this past season, and I think Jim Nill's prepared to do whatever it takes to take that Stars team to the next level.
Some other names to keep an eye on that we still don't have clarity yet. JT Compher, Alex Killorn, Brian Dumoulin, and, you know, I still think that this is a day to monitor Erik Karlsson. I think Carolina's in this, and I think Pittsburgh's in this. And I always assume there could be more, but it's a really complicated thing to do. But I think those two teams are two of the teams trying to do something here.
All right. Follow Elliot and Jeff on Twitter if you
But
have.
now what about Lafreniere and Miller? We want to know what's going on with those two.
Jason and Mike, gentlemen.
Yeah, David. Well, you heard the newsbreakers kind of run through some of the names that are still available. Who are the ones that still are catching your eye?
Just kidding off the Killorn and the Bertuzzis of the world. I just think there's some teams that are probably have an opportunity to do some selective cap work. You know, you think about the Muzzin money on the table and stuff like that to make something happen for a player like that.
For me, as we start to spend whatever's left.
Well, so many big names, and nobody claimed them yet.
Contending team for next year, and I'm going to add. I got.
Okay, you love Daniel Sprong.
Daniel Sprong is going to the Detroit Red Wings. It is a 1-year deal, $2 million.
Daniel Sprong.
And Matt Duchene is going to Dallas. That is 1 year.
Duchene's going to Dallas. Matt Duchene, 1 year with the Dallas Stars. Matthew Highmore is going to go to Ottawa. So many for Ottawa.
Hey, Tim, can I get a little help? Sorry, I can't. There's no shift rules this season, so I have to stay between second and third. Yeah, but we're the only people here. Yeah, still, but we better not risk it. My second baseman will be here in 10 minutes. I'm sure he'll be happy to get that for you.
I think that's Blake Snell.
And maybe you should hold on to your hat.
With some players available.
1 year with the Red Wings.
Karlsson, Alex DeBrincat. I started the show saying I can't wait to see what happens. We're still waiting to see what happens with.
I mean, Sprong might be in the top 6 since he had a top 6 season.
Settle, we're back.
Oh, Drake
Cooling
Gajula.
mattress can help. Let's find you the perfect one.
At Sleep Country, we
Oh, Drake
sleep.
Kujula is coming back to Edmonton to play alongside McDavid.
Symptoms of BPH.
Matt, you've
Luke
had some
Stan, Bonino,
interesting times in
Achari,
your career. The
Kulikov.
last 24 hours must rank right up there as the craziest.
I think I got to write a book when I'm done, James. My God.
Austin Watson.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was just, it was heartbreaking. I found out very late.
53 startings, that's a lot.
I'm just beyond
Eric
grateful to have been a
Gustafson,
Nashville Predator, and
Tyler
Nashville
Mott.
will be, that'll be home for us forever. No, regardless, that's where we love and
Tom Stastny, Zach Parise, Mark Stahl, Eric Stahl, Jonathan Drouin.
things in the next few years are going to change quite a bit. So, and obviously when you commit to a place for 7 years, and
Oh, Jason Zucker's gonna go to the Coyotes.
salary cap situation, everything like that, you want to keep yourself open going forward. And
Conference.
I'm
Tarasenko Kane still nothing for
the
them.
business part of it that's really hard.
Yeah, we forget about this often. More so,
So
on trade
Riley
center
Smith is
lies
gonna
are up
play in the
at least in
top
this case,
6.
most of the time, guys have a choice of where they're going to, but this is a
Well,
little bit
I
more
know he's gonna
rare,
play in the
where you're
second
forced
line
into
with
making a
Raquel and
choice this quickly,
Malkin.
but the odds.
Oh,
the day
Michael
after
Bunton
that
is gonna
loss
go to the
Florida,
Hurricanes.
and I'm not sure this is going to happen.
What? Nick Bonino? Nick Bonino to the Rangers? That looks like a good signing, but we already have our all centers, though. Unless they're gonna have him in the wing, but Bonino? Patrick Brown 2 years, Sam Steele a year, Bunton for 3 years, that's big. Jason Zucker, Coyotes for 1 year, Matt Irwin 1 year. Lucas Carlson 1 year. Josh Archibald's going to the Wow, Nick Bonino, and also less than $1 million. So does if Lafreniere stays, does he have to give up his number, or does Bonino can get a different number? I mean, that's good, but can you start focusing on Miller and Lafreniere?
Dan Killing from Sleep Country. But the real game changer, our lifestyle adjustable bases. Now you can actually customize how you sleep for limitless head and foot positions. You can
Like,
also enjoy
if you want
built-in massage
Benino to
features,
play, you're gonna have to get rid of Goudreau.
Right now, farmers.
Unless of course, Pedlick and
I'm really good with my hands.
Look for a connection.
Your middle name is August.
I mean, they could put Goudreau on the wing and put Benino in the center, and then have Tyler Pedlick and Riley Nash be extra players.
Key moment of the season. Canadian Open fans belting out the national anthem at the rink hole, which was absolutely awesome.
Bedard overtime goal.
OT goal versus Slovakia in the World Junior
I mean, that
semis,
goal was a
also
beauty.
Or Vegas winning the Stanley Cup with 15 Canadians on the ice.
Canadian
the most
Cup.
Canadian moment, O-Dog.
Oh, Justin Richards going to Buffalo. Luka and Denon, 2 years of Tampa Bay. Oh, Ryan Carpenter is gonna go to the Sharks. It was good having him there. Devin Cooley with Buffalo. Every free agent willing to sign for $800,000 has agreed to terms with the Rangers. Marian Studenic.
I'm glad Adam's doing all right, but the memes and the videos from that have been
Man, that security tackled him. I wonder if he was a football player. Oh yeah, I think Carpenter started his career with the Sharks. Yeah, Carpenter did play with the Sharks.
It's a crazy day.
You're not allowed to mention Dan, even though he's a great guy on this
Yeah,
podcast, okay?
Carpenter's going back where it all started.
So here's what our crack production team has laid out a 72-foot green in the studio, which I'm going to get to. And if you can stay with us, we are going to attempt the putt. Now, I should mention that Nick's putt had about, what, Nick, 4 or 5 feet of break in it?
10. Yeah, I'd say 5 to 10, leaning towards 10, but yours looks pretty straight. So
Oh, yeah, it's pretty straight, but we don't know. It is carpeting, okay? It's not the lush greens of Oakdale. So O-Dog is going to be the first to attempt the 72-foot legendary.
Oh, now
Nick
67
Taylor
signings, a
putt.
lot
O'Neill,
more.
Probably the best golfer on the staff. It looks good. It's right down the middle. I don't needs legs. All right, move the ball, Carlo. Carlo's the official ball remover on the panel. Congratulations, Carlo. One more try. Nick, what do you think of O's form? It looks like he's. Oh, this could be closer. This could be. Might be. Almost. Now that might have been good enough. That would have been good enough for birdie and maybe win the Canadian Open, but not enough. I actually brought my caddy, Puffy, It's with me. I've got my RBC Canadian Open
Oh, it's beautiful.
head cover. I played with Mac Hughes in the Pro-Am. I'm sure he told you about it. He was very impressed with my game. All right. Here we go, Nick.
You've seen the line twice. There's no excuses here.
Oh, come on. Be right. Be right.
Oh my God!
Is that
It just missed.
I'll give it to you.
Nick, are you awarding me that?
No. I need instant replay. I don't know if I can award that.
All right, we got. Who wants to? You want to do Carlo? Come on, Carlo. Huh? Oh, you want? Oh, no. I can't do better than that. I'm going to make a mistake.
He's going to yank it right off the green.
All right. Pooley, I played golf with Pooley a couple of weeks ago. He made about 200 feet of putt in one round, so we could get him over here. All right, one last try.
Oh, boy.
If this goes.
Oh, boy.
Come on.
Oh, no. Why? It just missed.
It's not quite as magical as your moment, Nick. Listen, we thank you so much for taking a few minutes out. I hope you get to spend some quality time with your
Golfing
family.
is hard.
The Leafs and
The Rangers have signed forward Blake Wheeler to
Blake
a one-year
Wheeler.
contract worth $800,000 plus potential bonuses. This comes just after the Jets bought him out after spending 13 years with the franchise. He had 55 points in 72 games last season.
And before we get to our discussion with the panel on the Winnipeg Jets, they have made a move on this day. You've got him down there in the middle. Nemestikov. Gord Miller has the details.
Oh, Nemestikov is going back to Winnipeg.
Games of interest, and you pointed out they lose in the first round to Vegas, and the Golden Knights starting goaltender when the playoffs began was Laurent Brossoit, who is now a Winnipeg Jet.
He is 1 year.
Oh,
deal,
Brossoit is back.
$1.75 million. So he could be considered a diminishing asset because he's going into the final
2
year of his
years with the
contract.
Jets.
Clearly, the Winnipeg Jets don't want Connor Hellebuck to walk out of the organization for free. 9.5. So it's a
1 year with the Jets.
I think.
But New Jersey could trade Vitek Vanacek to Winnipeg in return for Connor Hellebuck and other pieces. And now you have your Vanacek, Laurent Brossoit
No,
tandem in
do
Winnipeg.
not
So
send
you're not missing a
Hellebuck
beat
to the
here. You got two
Devils.
goaltenders that can split the duties.
There you go. There's a solution. Connor Hellebuck lowers his ask financially. The New Jersey Devils send the goalie back the other way for a good tandem alongside Laurent Brossoit. And everybody's happy, James.
It's been a time. I'm not sure how happy
No,
Jets fans have been. I think they did okay on the trade, but if you consider where
No, I
they
mean, the
were,
Jets are unhappy.
they're
Well, a
looking
lot
to
more
trade and we got
signings.
out.
The Jets would be
Hellebuck's
unhappy to lose
certainly
Hellebuck.
around Scheifele.
Laurent Brossoit, 1 year. Vlad Nemesnikov for 2 years. Zach Sawchenko. Ryan Donato signed 2 years with the Blackhawks. Whoa, Wyatt Kalynuk, who was a Ranger, signed with the Blues. Josh Jacobs. Mackenzie McEachern going back to the Blues for 2 years. Malcolm Subban gonna go to the Blues. So many Blues.
So they revamped that. But now this is more of a revamp.
John Hayden. Still
That's
nothing
gonna be a
on.
big hit. And if Scheifele leaves as well, everyone likes Adam Lowry on their team.
Still
They like him as a
nothing
third-line
on
center. They don't like him when he has to
Lafreniere
play
or
second-line center.
Miller.
Can Gabe Velarde, who played on the wing the whole year, can he play center?
What's
Is
taking them
Nemestikov
so
legitimately
long?
top six centerman on a
It's like you're able to sign all the other players quickly, but what about the extension?
Because
Oh, Troy Stetcher is coming back to the Coyotes.
Alex Killorn, by the way, leaving Tampa and signing with Anaheim 4
Oh,
years, $6.25
oh wow,
million.
Alex Killorn is going to Anaheim. 4 years.
Well, all I can tell you is it's too long and it's too much money.
Thank you.
I think you should use this one too. It's like there's
might be
another
more
one
too
here.
much money than too long.
Oh,
Hit
this one? Yeah, that's good as well.
Wow.
The overdrive battle when we return here on the Free Agent Frenzy.
So I'm guessing Connor Sherry's got to take his spot. Dmitry Kulikov is going to is going to go to the Fantasy. Oh, Carl Karusko and Josh Dallin. Some more. 4 years for Killorn. Jeffrey Veal for 1 year. Jonas Johansson for 2 years. Parker Waterspoon. Oh, Nick Bukestad is going back to the Arizona Coyotes. And that is it. Nothing else. Man, Kaloran's definitely gotta help out at the Ducks.
For me, he'd be a little bit farther down on the list.
I'm denying it as well. Throwing McCarr, Adam Fox.
Exactly.
I'd have them ahead of Bedard. He hasn't played a game yet in the NHL. Yes, he's 18
Wait,
years
Adam
old.
Fox
Maybe
have
he's
more
gonna be-
points than Connor Bedard? Really?
I'm getting some weird looks. I might go down to 80.
Yeah. Okay, we're starting to move it. Moving it towards 80. We love it.
85.
There you go. Confirm and deny. James, take it away.
Oh, dog, there was murmuring when the 100 number. There was a distinct murmuring throughout the studio when you said 100 points for Connor Bedard, but wouldn't put it past him. Hey, we wondered for a while if everybody the Leafs acquired at the deadline last year was going to sign with Nashville after Ryan O'Reilly and Luke Schenn did, but I tell you what, Kyle Dubas also got Noel Acciari in that deal with
Noel Acciari is going to the Penguins for 3 years.
Acciari signs with the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Logan Brown, Tampa Bay. Eric Kilgren, the Leafs going to the Devils. Anthony Richard, 1 year. So Drury said he's not going to trade Lafreniere. He says he wants to extend Lafreniere and Miller. So why hasn't he done so yet? Like, what's taking them so long? All you gotta do is talk to them, ask what they want, and once you both come to agreement, you extend them. Why do you have to take so long on this?
You know, on Canada Day, we remember how lucky we are here at TSN to have so many players who've worn the Canadian jersey internationally for Canada. And we thought it would be great to have a little team photo up there of the 8 on our staff today who've all represented Canada internationally. Look at that group. Look at this crew right here. Devontae Smith-Pelly and Carlo Coliacco, Renata and MJ and and Cheryl and Marty. Tessa's got her exact outfit from 2010. I think this is what got you guys in trouble back then, these cigars. I love it. You should have celebrated that way.
It's relevant all the way up to the men's spot.
Here's what we'll do, because we don't have a lot of time, even though we're here for 6 hours. I want to know your favorite all-time Canadian hockey player. Let's start, Tess, at that, and just give me quickly in one line why.
So easy. She was my inspiration. She was a player that played like I did, and she's a Hall of Famer, Geraldine Heaney.
Geraldine Heaney. Marty?
Well, I'm going to pick a goalie, and I couldn't pick Patrick Roy because I hated the Canadians, but I always went to Hartford Whalers games because they were cheap tickets and you could get them in Quebec City. So Mike Liotte was my favorite Canadian goalie.
I thought you were going to Jeff O'Neill. Cheryl?
Angela James, Hockey Hall of Famer, and just a pioneer of the game who meant so much.
Wayne Gretzky, anything 99, any type of jersey, the Edmonton Oilers, and that pass to Mario Lemieux and Hamilton, anything 99 did in that Canada jersey was awesome.
It's too bad you didn't have your medal on today, because that would have been awesome. I forgot what happened there. Somewhere in Vancouver still. MJ?
Paul Coffey. I was at the 87 Canada Cup watching it, sitting beside the bench beside Paul Coffey, watching him tape his ankles, and I taped my ankles my entire career because of it.
Oh, beautiful. Renata?
Becky Keller, the ultimate Canadian defender. She was my role model growing up, and she played a lot with Cheryl over there, so the duo.
Carlo, how many Team Canada jerseys do you have? And if you turn around for us, how many times did they spell your name wrong?
I have about 4. And never in Team Canada did they spell it wrong once, but a couple times in junior they did, and twice in Europe.
Your favorite?
Mario Lemieux, because I go back to the Salt Lake Olympics, and when he let that pass go between his legs on the backside, if that was me as a defenseman, I would have sold myself. So, yes, Mario Lemieux.
Devontae?
Jerome McGinley, the Salt Lake City Olympics, first guy I ever saw represent Canada that looked like me.
Amazing. Worthy, all of them. I'm going to step in. I'm going to do the group shot here. You made a horrible choice.
Yeah, here we go.
Smiles, please. Put the shades on. That's the look we all remember from 2010. Thank you guys all for being part of our Canada Day and Free Agent Frenzy. Our Team Canada, we continue here. About an hour left on the Free Agent Frenzy.
An hour left. Red Gardner and Brogan Rafferty
is off the market, but Tristan Jarry didn't go far. Kyle Dubas has re-signed Jarry with the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Five-year deals for Tristan Jarry. He's staying with the Penguins.
Certainly one of our biggest dollar value deals of the day so far, as Tristan Jarry returns to the Pittsburgh Penguins, the 98th signing we've seen so far here in the first 4 hours.
And the Penguins have announced that they've signed defenseman Ryan Graves a 6-year deal.
Oh, Ryan Graves for
$4.5 million
6
per year.
years.
As the outsider, I also feel duty-bound to report.
Well, that's going to help the Penguins. Definitely better than Jan Ruda.
We don't know because the last time we went through that free agent frenzy thing when Zach Parise went back to, I think it took 2 months before they finally announced his signing.
Then again, we don't know what's going to happen to Brian Dumoulin. Like, if Dumoulin's gone, they can possibly move Graves to the first pairing and have Ruda in the third.
But we'll have to probably wait until August for Lou to confirm that.
All I can tell you is it's too long and it's too much money.
There'll be a puff of smoke. Will come up from the
100 sign-ins. Day one of free agency.
I'm just not surprised based on the moves that we've seen.
14 points for
It seems like a lot
Dumba.
of the defensemen that have signed are that.
Anthony Angelo for 2 years. Alex is coming back to the Coyotes for the third time. Wow, he signed with the Coyotes. So, as a result of the Ryan Johansson trade, the Predators get nothing. Well, 6 years for Ryan Graves. Cody Glass got a 2-year extension with the Predators. Alex Nedeljkovic is gonna go to the Penguins. Could be the next backup goalie. Jake Lucchini for a year. Oh, Vinny Lettieri is gonna go to Minnesota. 2 years. Justin Jarry. And that is pretty much it for now. See, Jonathan Drouin is gonna go to Colorado.
For this, I think it's Nashville. Not because I don't like the players. Gus Nyquist went there as well, but I'm not sure what they're trying to do and how these guys will fit with what they're trying to do. If they want to make the playoffs, I'm not sure these guys help them get there.
2 seasons ago,
I mean, Nyquist, Shannon, and O'Reilly are good.
we know that they're
There's no pity for the players on the free agent frenzy.
No pity. Ilya Sorokin. I don't know if Sorokin was a free agent or he was going to expire later, but 8 years. Ilya Sorokin. God damn. That is a big contract. Okay, Pierre. What? 7 years for Pierre Engvall. What? The Islanders have 7 years for Scott Mayfield. What? I mean, Mayfield is a bit overpriced there, but still, Pierre Engvall. Pierre Engvall. He scored 30 points, but really? Varlamov, they extended for 4 years, but 7 years for a bottom sixer? Oh my god. Pierre Engvall for 7 years. Wow. Man, that signing just makes the Barclay Goodrow signing generous. But seriously, 7 years for a bottom sixer? Wow. Just wow. They're a lot of money, but Pierre Engvall. And still nothing on Lafreniere and Miller. Like, when are we gonna find out what's going on with those two? Oh yeah, Sorokin has a bigger contract than Shesterkin. So keeping those goalies intact. Pierre Engvall, $3 million per year for 7 years. Oh my god. This is the best thing I've ever seen. Pierre Engvall for 7 years. Scott made, man, so many big moves for the Islanders. They were quiet, but now okay, so the stream is over, so let's take one last look at the free agent. Oh, Bowen Byron just got extended. Okay, so I'm guessing that is it. But I gotta say, a perfect way to end this for the Islanders grossly overpaying Pierre Engvall. Like, why would they give him that contract? I have no clue. But wow. But wow, that is a very interesting first day of free agency. Like for the Rangers especially, like Blake Wheeler, Jonathan Quick, Nick Bonino, and also Tyler Pitlick and Riley Nash. But the biggest one we're still waiting on are Lafreniere and Miller. It's like what is like we have like $7 million left in cap space. We need that money to extend them. Like, it doesn't have to be a long contract. As long as it's like 2 years or 3 or something like that. As long as you can keep them, that's fine. But I seriously pray to God that Lafreniere and Miller stays. Because if they're gone, I'll be very upset. So, Pierre Engvall, 7 years for $3 million. This has got to be the most laughable thing in this free agency. Okay, so we'll wait and see what happens. Of course, I'll talk about those after this video, and then once I hear from Lafreniere and Miller, I'll make videos of those as well. But this was a very long session, as you can see. But thank you for joining me. And I hope you enjoyed this video and this free agency. I mean, like, the Rangers are desperately in. They want to compete again and all that. Lafreniere and Miller is all we can do left. All we need is Lafreniere and Miller, and then we'll be good to go. But let's just wait and see what happens. I hope you enjoy. And to all the Canadians out there, happy Canada Day.